Let me ask you this, your FPV drone motors, what are they? 2206s, 2307s? Right now, this drone right here, it has got on a 5-inch 2507s. That's right, 2507 motors on an FPV racing drone. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, we're checking out the lal5, the lal5 from Eachine, and I gotta say, the motors on this thing, these giant gold things right here, look absolutely ridiculous, if I don't say so myself. It's kind of crazy. Just when I opened the box, I saw this and I went, look, it looks cool. I really like the color scheme, purple gold, looks great, but my eyes sort of bulged out and I'm like, what are those motors on here? So this video, I'm very excited. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put it on the bench, we're gonna break it down, look at the overview, all that sort of stuff. Then we're gonna go out to the field. We're gonna fly this thing around, and for a bind and fly racing drone that is doing some cool stuff. I'm kind of surprised it's coming from Eachine, and at only 200 bucks, we'll take it out to the field, rip it around, and we'll find out how these motors go, and is 2507 crazy, or have they actually done something pretty cool? So stay tuned, because we're gonna have a lot of fun with this bad boy right here. Now, essentially what this is, as a bit of an overview, it's a bind and fly. You take it out of the box. It's got some crazy big motors like I mentioned on there, but it's also doing some other cool stuff. We've got the Cadex Tarsier in here, so a dual FPV camera. It's got like Speedy B controllers. You can hook it up to your phone to do Bluetooth, to change Betaflight, and yeah, it's just overall kind of a bit of a weird one, because I've never seen a craft come out like this. If we stick it on the scales, let's see how much, take your bets, what's it gonna weigh in? It's got some TPU bumpers on here. It's coming in at 400 and about 418, 420 grams. So I'm not too sure if it's definitely not the lightest drone, but with motors like that, you wouldn't expect it to be light or whatsoever. But let's do it. Let's break it down, have a look at the components before we go out to the field, rip it around. And I should mention too, this doesn't come with a receiver. I had to put my own receiver in here. So let's do it. Starting at the outside in, of course, you do get 8 props. There's some Dell Cyclones. We'll take those off. And throwing the prop tool all over the place. We'll take those off while we're talking. And one part that we're going to mention underneath that is these motors, and I mean, look at them. We'll zoom in a little bit, or put a picture on the screen. It's kind of just, I don't even know. I'm kind of speechless. I never thought I would see this on a 5-inch, maybe on like a 7-inch or something like that. And there are plans apparently on their website that they're going to bring out some bigger arm extensions or something. But as it stands, I have never seen a motor that big. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever seen a motor that big on your FPV drone? It's kind of just a little bit insane. Oh yeah, if I don't say so much. I'm dropping everything here today. So let's get this prop off. Right there, so that out of the way. Look at it in my hand. This thing is pretty, I've set it up. Moving towards the middle, of course, no ESCs on the arm. We do have changeable arms and some TPU mounts on the outside to keep your carbon safe, but I do wonder, it's also about 6 mils thick. So look, it's probably going to hold up okay in some crashes, and especially because it's not terribly heavy. You're not going to need to put a GoPro on the top or anything like that, because you've got your Tarsier in there. We've got our 50 amp, 6S capable ESC in the middle, our 4-in-1 Betaflight, F4 OSD and all that sort of stuff in our flight controller. And that is kind of special because that's hooked up to Speedy B, and I'll show you why that's special in a little bit. We've got our VTX on the VTX just here actually, which you can change, and you know, changeable milliwatts, all that sort of stuff. Little circular polarized antenna on the back, our Tarsier FPV camera, which look, I don't mind whatsoever, towards the front. And then I guess flipping it over, you can see we've got 4 individual arms. You've got your base plate underneath here, and I've got to say it's a relatively short drone, so it should be slicing through the air. And for the thickness that you've got on here, it's going to be holding up nicely. I still just can't really get over those motors on the outside. I'd love to know what you think about having motors that big. Now, one cool feature that I want to do, and that's, let me find a battery. Hopefully we've got some charge just here, because this one, you might be out in the field, you've mucked something up, oh, I forgot to turn that OSD function on or something like that. I want to check something in Betaflight, but I don't have a computer. Check this out. We can plug it in, and then if you've got the Speedy B app on your phone, bear with me 1 second. All right, so we're going to open up Speedy B right here, and then let's see, let's start scanning. Rightio, this one right here. Okie dokie, now you can see we are hooked up to our drone in here, so tilting it sideways, all that sort of stuff. If you need to change some configuration settings on your phone out in the field, just plug in a battery, load the app up, and Bob's your uncle. You are away to the races, and that definitely will come in handy, because I know for me, A lot of times I get prepped in the field, you think, oh, you've done everything except I forgot to assign an arm switch or something like that. So I really like the fact that SpeedyBee is built into this one and you can connect up to the app on your phone. I know some people on Android can use a little OTG cable, that's great. Unfortunately, I've got a dodgy Apple iPhone. I don't know if you've heard of Apple before, but they don't seem to want to work with anything, and it's nice that they actually work with this. There is a solution to change your stuff in the field. You don't need to carry a laptop around. That makes my job a lot easier. Now moving on, talking about the design of the thing, and I really don't know how to feel about this one. Like I think the stuff it's got in here, it's got the Cadex Tarsair V2, we've got a SpeedyBee flight controller. Everything in here seems pretty good except for these motors, which might be good, might be bad. I don't know. The design choices for putting this motor in here, I am just scratching my head, but I guess that's what makes my job interesting. I can't wait to go out to fly it around to see how it actually performs. But other than that, it just seems a fairly standard, robust, good-looking drone, and I'm going to say for the price of $200 and everything they've done, the way it's all designed, yeah, thumbs up. Better than most times when you see eSheen. And that brings us on to the quality as well, and I'd say same kind of thing. It looks better than your standard eSheen looking drone. Not only does it look appealing and the colors and that sort of stuff, but the components, Cadex, SpeedyBee, which is made actually by RunCam, all those sorts of things. And these motors, even though they're branded LAL, I have no idea if they're an eSheen brand of motor or something like that. So it all comes back to that. But other than that, the carbon feels quite stiff. The soldering, I would probably give like a 7 out of 10 if I had to guess, just looking at it, all that sort of stuff. But overall, yeah, gotta say, it's kind of impressive for the price, and I really can't wait to get out and rip it around. That brings us on to the pros and the cons before I go out to the field. Pros. It can connect up to your iPhone. It's got a lot of stuff going on with, like, it's actually a pretty smart looking drone. You can record HD in it. You've got your dual FPV camera. It's got fairly robust looking arms on here. You get a Kevlar battery strap, so you're not going to be breaking your battery strap anytime soon. You've got some TPU bumpers. You've actually got some nice little antenna protectors and all that sort of stuff towards the back. You've got replaceable quick switch arms that you want to. But the cons, well, I don't even know if the motors fit into that. So I think the price is pretty good. But the cons, these motors, you're going to be blocking a fair bit of air from the prop towards the middle right here. So when that's spinning around, there's a fair bit of surface area that's getting blocked by the actual motor itself. And I do think it would be better suited to a 6-inch or a 7-inch, but look, time will tell. And then the only other part I don't really like, I worry, these seem to be a little bit tight. These wires that connect your motors up right here to your ESCs, they just seem to, I wish they had a bit more slack. They seem a little bit taut for me. I don't worry about them getting snagged or ripped off in an unlucky crash or crashing into a branch or something. But who knows? Things break even on the best drones in the lightest of crashes sometimes. Sometimes you just get unlucky. But overall, look, I got to say, I'm excited to go test this one out. It's not every day you get an eSheen product that is doing things differently. Whether that be good or bad, that is what we're here to go find out. So let's do it now. Go out to the field, rip it around with the lal5 and find out. How do these things go? It almost looks like this could be a big gold coin hanging off your necklace. Like, look at it. It's ridiculous. But let's go do it. Fly it around with the boys and see what it's like in 3, 2, 1. Radio out here in the field, have some fun with the boys. We got Jono, Granger, the second fastest pilot in Australia, and also Long Range Tony doing some average quality ripping. Let's do it with the eSheen LAL, fly it around and have some fun. Radio Tony in the field with the lal5. We've got the boys in the background. Who knows what Granger's looking at inappropriately on his phone. But we got the lal5. Now you're only flying this around. I know it's a 6S rig. Yep. But I'm sorry, sir.
No, that's all right.
We don't have enough 6S packs.
That's cool. So I'm going to fly it on a 4S. Yep. Thanks, Jono.
And we'll let the other boys, they're going to get a go on 6S.
Yeah, because I'm like a learner driver.
Okay.
In 4S.
And also, you're pretty old.
Anyway. Thanks for that. No, look, as far as this goes, the thing that really jumps out straight away, look at those motors. Yeah. Like, I'm going to get a big chain and I'm going to wear them around there.
That's how I feel.
Because that is super bling.
If this broke, yeah, you could just put that on the end of the necklace.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. But look, I like it. It's well made. It's got attachment down the bottom for a battery strap, although we've got it top mounted at the moment. Yep. I really like this little arrangement at the back with the little axi antenna.
It looks like I've lost this part. Let's push that in there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's got the bumpers on, which I always find a bit neither here nor there. But look, nice looking frame. It's got the protector on the front for the Cadex
Cadex
whatever it is with the two
Tarsair.
The Tarsair.
Alright, anyway, enough rambling, old man. Let's do it. Go have some fun with the 4S.
Tony.
Are you going to plug it in? What's going on, mate?
No, you're doing that.
Well,
do I have to do everything around
Whose channel do you think this is, mate?
Do I have to do everything on this job?
No,
like seriously,
80%.
80%
of the work.
And I get 0% of the finance.
Well, you get a lot of recognition. You're doing such. Have I ever told you what a good job you're doing, Tony?
He's the worst boss ever. All right.
I know. I did give you that pizza one time in 2017. So there we go. Now we're even.
Yeah, but it was out the fridge from 2016. Right. Anyway, on that.
Watch this. Straight into the ceiling, into the trees. Oh, I've got to start my DVR. You go. Right. I'm going to start my DVR.
You do that. And this battery's half empty. Anyway, that's all right.
I can see.
No, that's probably because it's from Jono.
You tell me when you're ready to rock and roll.
Half empty? Jono, when did you last charge this pack?
Hey?
When did you last charge this pack?
This morning? Is it garbage?
3.8 volts per cell.
Oh, maybe I picked up the wrong pack.
That's all right. It's all good.
It's not all good. We can't do a video on this.
Can we bring it back?
Yeah. Give it a little punch anyway, and we'll just see what happens to the pack. Yeah, that's going to die, mate. That's empty.
Yo, if it's that fast on 4S, I want a dead 4S pack.
Yeah?
That's
How fast do you think it's going to be on 6S then, if that's on a dead 4S pack?
I had a pile of ones I charged and a pile of ones I didn't, so maybe I picked up the wrong one.
So
well, it could just because it's dead. It might be old.
My 6S drones on 4S do not go that far.
Hang on. Let's put another one on.
Yeah. Try one of your 4S ones instead of mine.
Right.
Have you got a fat one or have you only got long ones?
I only got long ones, Tony.
I've got a fat one and long.
We'll do whatever you want to do.
It's like working with an amateur.
An amateur with 180,000 subscribers, thank you. How much is on your channel?
6, all right? But it's quality, not quantity.
That's right.
All right.
Tony's
Don't
home
subscribe.
What is your channel? I'll put it down below.
No.
What is it? What is it? Come on, what's your channel?
Okay, after a bit of investigation, here's Tony's channel. I'm going to link it. Go sub to him. Let's blow his channel up for these random videos like Granger dancing. It's kind of bizarre.
All right, it's
Don't
in
subscribe.
the description.
Unless you like cycling, don't subscribe.
Let's go and bomb Tony. Everyone who's watching this, go and bomb Tony's video.
Do it.
Leave him some comments so his cyclist friends can notice what's happening.
Maybe not.
That's going in, mate.
All right.
All right. Now watch Tony cut up my battery lead here.
I'm going to try arm it.
Okay.
All right. Take 2.
Buggy.
Oh, that's better. All right, I'm off.
Oh, I walked straight into you because I had my goggles on. Sorry.
Hang on.
Let's have a look at the smart audio.
Yeah.
All right, so we're making sure we've got the correct milliwatt set, of course, following all regulations.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's set to 25 milliwatts.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
All right, so we're off again.
Okay.
Here we go. So I really like the camera.
I got to stop watching. Yeah,
right,
go.
Really good. Great clarity, really good color definition. And the quad, I know this is a 6S quad, but I'm flying on 4S and this feels really good.
Can you give it a punch on 4?
All right, so this is, here we go, I'll come in front of us.
Okay.
It's very twitchy, it's got quite high rates on it.
Yep, all right.
So ready?
Yep.
Here we go,
Go.
just a punch out on 4. Okay.
That's quite impressive for a 4S, even though it's a 6S rig. So what do you think about those motors then?
Yeah, they're great motors, but oh, hang on. I was concentrating on talking to you. Where's your flip crash? It hasn't got it, has
I think
it?
this one. Try that. Now arm. Yeah, flip.
That's it.
We're good, Jono.
We're good.
Hang on. Now try. No, yeah. Oh, loose prop, hover back in. Hover back in. And a gentle landing. Oh, what are you doing, mate?
I couldn't see. The camera was covered in crap.
All right, let's clean this.
Hang on. So, unsurprisingly, Stuart, yet another loose prop. Look at some other videos.
Yeah, that's because you crashed it.
No, it's because you didn't tighten it up.
That's not it at all.
Unbelievable.
Now, did you bring a prop tool or would you like me to get mine?
No, I'll use mine because you never use yours.
Here's one, look right here, I'm organised.
Such an amateur. Seriously.
Right, there you go.
It's like working with children and animals.
There you go.
Oh, look, that one's loose. Oh, it's reverse, that's why. That's a reverse.
Sorry, what were you saying?
That one's a reverse.
Oh, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that one's tight.
That one's loose. This one. Oh, that one's loose. I love the way you do your pre-flight checks. Like, brilliant. Brilliant.
Didn't you already pre-check this last week and I forgot to bring the camera?
No, not at all.
That is what happened.
Right. Now, I might even clean the lenses as well. What do you reckon? All right. Take 6.
Why does he? Would you put it there under that tree? I wouldn't, but anyway.
Look, just for you. Okay, how's that?
Thank you.
You feel better?
Yes.
Good. All right, let's
Alright, come on, I'm running out of SD space.
I'm running out of patience. All right. Okay, so really good. Now I've moved the battery forward. I've got a great view of the GoPro mount, which is excellent. But look, really nice to fly. It's super responsive, very high rates. Yeah, it's this is good. Like, considering this is a 6S, the ability to be able to fly it on 4S and have it perform this well is great. I was not expecting it on a 4S rig with low kV motors. Was definitely expecting something a lot worse.
So you think those 2507s have a little bit more than a gimmick or something going on there?
I don't know, like they've certainly got heaps of punch. Like, if you're buying this as a 6S rig, fly it on 4S if you're a beginner, and you can kind of get used to it, and then you've got capacity to increase and go to a 6S. So gives you great versatility, I reckon. Like, it's got plenty of pull out at the bottom of a...
I noticed that. I was just watching your dive. I thought you were going to hit the ground and it was fine.
Yeah. So I'll do another. So if we just little up and over, and then it's got heaps of bite.
And that's on a 4S.
And that's on 4S. Like, it's got...
And it's made for 6S.
It's got heaps. I would love to see this thing pulling some juice on a 6S, because this is going to rock it. But look, super nice to fly. It's very, very stable. Yeah, this is really good, and great video, great VTX on the back. Really, really well prepared. I like this. This is really good.
All right.
And great versatility. I reckon this could be a winner, Stu.
No worries. All right, thanks, Tony. How's your flight time going, even though it's got those huge motors?
I'm at 3.5 volts, so not fantastic.
All right, how many minutes you been up?
It doesn't. 7.4, but
That
I
can't
don't believe a single word of that.
No, that's going up and down. 7.421, 7.73. Oh,
It's a time machine. That must be it.
oh, nice little freestyle there.
Well, you know.
And of course, this isn't really made for a GoPro mount too, because it's got the thing in there, so you're meant to be able to put the battery across the whole top. I just put it on there because I didn't want to lose my SD card. All right, bring it in, Tony, and we'll wrap it up for you.
Before I break it.
We've got to give the other boys a go, and myself.
That was good.
You don't trust me at all.
Final
So, I'll
impressions?
tell you what, I was really pleasantly surprised. This was presented to me as a 6S rig. We flew it on a 4S 1300. Amazing, really good. It's got 2507 motors, which are super bling, and it's got heaps of punch on a 4S. So if you wanted to buy this and have the capacity to really go the next level and stick a 6S in it, you could fly around all day on a 4S and you'd be very happy.
And then go to the moon on 4S, on 6S.
Well, I'm waiting to see what the boys are going to do on 6S, because I got the poor man's battery, and that was great on a poor man's battery. So let's see what it's like on a man's battery.
Okay, let's do it.
Alrighty, you boys are in for a treat. There definitely is something to behold when you see these 2507 motors just fully unleashed. Look at that little blip of throttle. We have disappeared into the stratosphere. It is very, very responsive. We're going to see a range of flight styles, a bit of racing, a few racing lines, a few freestyle flips, a few, I guess speed runs we'll see. And I got to say, this thing flies an absolute treat. I cannot believe that this is an E-Sheen drone. We do have some things that come up the end, so that is definitely very important to see. But look at this, doing some racing lines. That holds its ground very well, and it is extremely easy on a 6S. I thought it'd have a bit too much power, but it's extremely easy just to, look at that, to hold the altitude and just sort of lock into a line. So as we did that over and under, it just bobbed straight on. It wasn't bobbing up and down or anything like that, and you can just push the throttle and this thing absolutely disappears. Now, I thought this was going to be a bit of a gimmick. I thought they'd be too power hungry, and I just wasn't too sure how that'd work. We've been using 22s, 2307s and stuff for so long, and this 2507 sounds a little bit ridiculous. I didn't find it too inefficient, and look at this, just huge punch outs, super graceful in the air, and kind of strangely impressive that this happens to come from eSheen of all companies, that they've put a drone out there when there's nothing really else out there like on the market. Now look at this here, we just have some flat out speed, and you can see it is just eating up the kilometers, doing a few power loops here, and overall I'm going to say flight characteristics on a 6S or a 4S, Tony seemed to love it. Absolutely amazing. You can scream this thing around, get some crazy good race footage, get some really good acro footage even, but we do have a little crash here, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Oh, that was a fantastic landing. Absolutely beautiful.
I think Granger was pushed.
It was my fault.
Yeah, Granger's fault. I think that was just a sudden gust of gravity and
Sudden
just
gust of Granger.
happened. So you want me to arm it? I should. I tell you what, that had some poke. Now I can't wait to take the GoPro off, put a good 6S on there and hand it to this boy.
A decent pilot.
Yeah. Well, the second fastest pilot in Australia. Even though he came third, technically as an
third.
Australian.
I prefer just to say third.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that other dude's from New Zealand, so we can push you there.
Granger might be right. Have a smell of that, Granger. Smell.
And you ruined
It
it.
does smell a bit.
It's unplugged.
Oh yeah, that smells a little bit
Oh
burnt.
no, it smells. Oh, look at the whinings. They're black. Thanks, Stu.
Oh, you cooked it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
cooked. It's gone.
Gone.
Go.
Well, we're gonna find out. Oh, they are cooked.
Game
They're
over.
cooked.
Game over.
Ruined it. They will spin.
All right, Stu, what's the go?
Well, I put it in an ant's nest, and also I kind of crashed and might have cooked a motor. These gorgeous big bling motors.
Posted it.
So hang on, there's 4 of us here, and there's 4 gold motors.
Yep.
I think we're all coming home with chains.
Is it gonna? Do you think it's gonna spin? All right, let's have a bet.
I reckon 3 of them
I'll
will.
put $10 if one of them
Oh,
won't.
did smoke come out then?
Go on.
Can you plug and replug?
Bang!
Don't arm
I'm not gonna arm it. I think it's cooked.
Bloody hell, Stu.
You ready?
Go.
Oh!
Game over.
Smoke. You've got 2.
Unplug.
Oh, that's a great smell.
Delicious.
Hang on. Is that the same motor? It is, isn't it?
Yep.
Two back ones.
That is Smokey McSmokey from McSmokesville.
Gone.
Oh man, that has got some serious pungence around it.
Smells like a toaster.
Alrighty, so in conclusion, how did it fly for you, Tony, before
was
it crashed?
Brilliant on 4S.
Okay,
Brilliant.
and I got to say, on my flights, people would have seen the GoPro footage. It was awesome.
Yep.
And then I crashed it.
And then you stuffed it.
Yeah,
I
broke-
don't get to fly it.
No, and were you excited?
I was very excited.
So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
He
sorry,
wanted to
Granger.
smoke it, that's
Damn
the
it.
truth.
I wanted to break it.
All right, final thoughts. Performance, I really liked. I didn't like the durability of those motors.
4S quad.
Yeah.
4S quad.
Do you reckon that's what cooked it though, the 6S, or it's really hard to tell in a crash what
No.
it
It
might
would
have
have been
been.
the crash because you were giving it to it and it would have died before you.
Maybe the motors are at their limit on 6S, and a little bit of extra
Yeah.
resistance in the tree was enough to push it over
Yeah,
the edge.
I think arming it in a tree is
Yeah.
not a good idea.
No,
It's definitely not a good idea.
unless you're running 4S.
All right, nice. Well, sorry boys. Sorry if everyone else who was waiting for it. You got a
Chains.
flight. Yeah.
I got a new chain.
All right. I'll have to take them off and we will put them
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Thank you. So radio, there it is. There's my review with the eSheen lal5 with the big blingy motors, and overall, I'm gonna say I'm a little bit on the fence. I really liked. I was pleasantly surprised with how this eSheen branded drone, which usually doesn't do things differently, doesn't really reflect quality, seemed to have some good components when it looks at the stacks and the camera and all the antennas, all that sort of stuff, and it was doing things differently with these huge motors on there, and the performance we got out of this off the 2507s, you can see in the flight footage. When Tony was flying it around, it looked fast on a 4S, even though it's a 6S rig, and then when we stepped it up and put it on a 6S, it was an absolute rocket, and I should say that's with a GoPro on board and also a bit of an older, dodgier battery. So the part that I'm really disappointed in was that one crash when if we had been able to hand this over to Granger, take the GoPro off and just see this thing scream around, I think the performance would have been even next level. But then on the flip side, the thing that I guess I am disappointed in is we had that crash and maybe we got unlucky. Maybe it's how the motors are made. I don't actually know. It's really hard to tell. Sometimes you can crash something 100 times and it's absolutely fine. And then other times you can break an arm or something on the lightest of landings. So overall, the motor, that did let it down in this case, and I'm not too sure exactly what happened, which is a bit of a shame. But I'd love to know, what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below, and this is definitely one that I'm going to be trying to find a spare motor to put on here because the performance we got was absolutely next level. But anyway, drop your comments down below, subscribe for more FPV related bling bling action, and as always, happy flying. And go sub to Tony's channel too, which will be in the description or somewhere. Go jump on his latest video and just give him some grief. Maybe we can get him like 1,000 subs for nothing or 1,000 comments. I don't know. Have a bit of fun with him. Give him a bit of grief because I know he was definitely giving it to me in this video. Anyway, happy flying. I look like an idiot.